thank you for those who really went down, so that we can have certain conversations. Okay. So this is looking at women in the church. Although, as I joined one consultation and meeting, we also decided to include some issues from the margins, from the fringes, because there were some issues that came out, no? So we look at women, but this time not just women, but to include other genders. In the issue of women, it is this population that started to look at what does it mean to be woman, and how is it same or different from being a man, and we really had to address the issue of gender. And then looking at what happened in our churches, in the church, for example, as an institution, where it called for the sense of synodality. The word is actually meant for every member or even outsiders. But then the practice has always been since 1975, right after 10 years after the Second Vatican Council, that these were the bishops always coming together. Now, the Synod on Synodality is the 16th, no? And Pope Francis introduced a different process because he put out the questions and then give it down to the national churches, to the dioceses, and into the parishes, no? And then from there, gathered in the first session the results, and then of course looking at the issues of women, no? And very important materials, and I would really encourage you to get hold of all these three materials that came out of the first assembly of the Synod on Synodality, the report of the first session of the General Assembly, and then of course the Asian Bishops, the Asian Conference of Bishops on Synod, and then of course ours, no, yung Salubong Philippine Catholic Church report. No, you get hold of those to help you. So I was thinking that we will go into a group, a small group discussion. However, our setup prevents us from sitting in a circle because it is, arranged as an auditorium. But we are not so many. We are not by the thousands. So it would be good also that you raise certain questions. So very important for me are the questions that still persist since yesterday. No? For me, I attended a heart-to-heart talk, and there were sharings from the area where there were persistent questions coming out. And then, of course, from our own experiences, from where we are in our organizations, in our institutions, or even in the church, what are the things that we can offer, that we can bring? What particular talents do we have that can enrich the community, the mission, and even our participation in the church? And then, of course, what would be the key idea, the core message, or even symbolisms or symbolic actions that we can bring in? So just be guided by that. But then, at least you have a guide for that, no? So, I was thinking we would have 30 or 40 minutes of but I will just go into the presentation. We are dealing with a reality where leadership, authority in the institution where we belong is male-dominated. Unfortunately, leadership is always identified with being ordained. And since in the Catholic Church there is no such a thing as ordination of women, we are not able to go there. No? So if ever we are leaders, it would be in the Catholic Women's Organization, in the orphanages, in the Catholic schools for women, etc. No, so that we have been what vague, muted, blind on the issues and concerns that women bring in, no, and at other times it's even pushed down, no. So the word ordination, the word diaconate for women has become, parang, be careful, don't say those things, you might be excommunicated. Na parang, sinabi mo lang yung salita, pwede ka nang ma-excommunicate. Kasi precisely, parang, imposibleng, imposibleng mangyari yun. No? The other thing is also, women's issues have always been yung put into the, problema yan ng gobyerno. Problema yan ng local government. Problema yan ng batas. No? So, yung sa issue ng maternity leave, sa issue ng reproductive health, pinapasa yan doon sa, yung temporal, secular area. Without realizing na ang usapin ng kababaihan, hindi mo mahiwalay yung katawan mula sa kanyang puso. Yung kanyang katawan mula sa kanyang utak. Yung kanyang katawan mula sa kanyang kaluluwa, no? Tapos sa usapin na ito, dalawang grupo ng kababaihan yung makikita natin matingkad na may bit-bit na mga usapin, no? So, like the consecrated women, religious, no? And then of course the secular women who are so active in the church, mula sa mga katekista, mga miyembro ng choir, yung mga sodalities, mga confraternities, where women are very, very active, no? Tapos sa isang synodal discussion na nag-participate ako, and this was facilitated by the Office of Women and Gender ng Conference of Major Religious Superiors of the Philippines. Na sila yung, many were invited, so maraming madre, may mga teachers from Catholic schools, pero din yung mga women na uninvited, yung hindi mo sila inisip na imbitahin, pero dumating sila at nagdala sila ng mga iba't ibang klaseng usapin. So nag-umpisa kami doon sa yung isang estudyante sa Catholic school na nabuntis pero hindi napakasalan ng boyfriend. So, suspended, expelled, yung gano'n, no? Tapos may iba-ibang posisyon. So may mga eskwelahan, expelled. May mga eskwelahan naman na leave of absence. And then, after delivering the child, come back and finish the studies. So may mga ganong issue. Lalong-lalo na yung sa usapin ng, SOGI means sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. Ito yung sumasaas ay yung LGBTQ+. So alamin niyo yung LGBTQ+, no? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, plus, no? Kasi kanya-kanyang bit-bit yan. So, ang isang naging, last year, ito nangyari when the Philippine Independent Church ordained a trans woman. Pero hindi tayo apektado kasi hindi naman tayo, yung Aglipay, sila naman yun eh. Roman Catholic, iba tayo. Pero nag-react tayo sa isang trans woman. Yung Nazareno na pinerform niya na talagang na-insulto. Even politicians wanted him or her to be even prosecuted for insensibility or yung talagang disrespect, etc. No? So may mga ganon. In the last few years, yung sa usapin ng reproductive health, kasi kasama din ako sa Catholics for Reproductive Health, na yung talagang hindi ka binigyan ng communion kasi yung t-shirt mo, reproductive health. So, ano problema mo, Dre? ikaw, silibate, yung maraming women, silibate. At maraming babae na bubuntis na hindi man lang sila tinanong kung gusto nila. No? So yung may mga ganong usapin, no? So, and then of course, yung pinag-usapan na ngayon yung divorce bill na may resistance pa rin. Naintindihan ko saan ang gagaling yan. And then, sa simbahan mismo, yun, aside from the ordination at sa diaconate, ano pag-usapan yung sex abuse in the church. Babae man o lalaki ang biktima. No? So, yung joke time na lang natin, yung usapin ng sex abuse, especially pag pedophile, yung isang batang babae o batang lalaki yung nagiging biktima. At ito yung masalimuot pag pinag-usapan natin yung usapin ng kapatid. Kasi andun yung hindi ka lang babae. Pwedeng babae hindi nakapag-aral. Pwedeng babae na maarte. Masyadong pa-sexy. Pwedeng babaeng katutubo. Pwedeng babaeng hindi nakapag-aral. So, iba-ibang ano yan eh. Kasi pag halimbawa, babae ka, pero dahil yung PhD mo, Harvard, may say ka. No? Yung gano'n. Taga-Cebu po ako, Bisaya ako, pero matagal na ako sa Maynila. Kaya medyo okay na ang aking Tagalog. Pero talagang, minsan, English po ako ng English kasi pag nagpapara, kuya, lugar lang, ha? Lugar lang. Para na po dyan sa kanto. Kasi, sa amin, lugar lang. Understood. No? Very polite pa yung lugar lang namin. Pero sa different things, and then, andyan na yung joke. Tagadiin ka. Tapos, saan ka nagtatrabaho dito? Mabait ba ang amo mo? Kasi minsan hindi ko sinasabi, teacher ako. Ano lang, yung gano'n. Tapos yung mabait ba ang amo mo, sabi ko, pag narinig ng mabait ba ang amo ko? Lagot siya. No? Yung gano'n. So yun yung tinatawag nating intersection. Kaya ang isang solusyon para sa isang babae, hindi mo masasabing pare-pareho lahat. Kasi like halimbawa ako, educated ako. Hindi ako nag-asawa, pero hindi naman ako nag-madre. Tapos yung may mga usapan ng biktima, ng pambubugbog, ng asawa. Ang aking tugon dyan kaagad ay isauli ko siya sa nanay niya. Now, madali sa isang single woman. Kasi wala naman siyang lalaking aabala na mag-iistorbo doon sa kanyang isipin at lang gagawin, no? Pero pag mag-asawa kayo, 5 ang anak, 10 taon na kayong nagsasama, dahil hindi ganun kadali. Number 2, yung saan ka pupulutin, saan ka pupunta. At sa aming pagtulong sa mga kababaihan na nakipaghiwalay, alam mo, yung hindi kasal sa simbahan, ang bilis makahiwalay. At mabilis din siyang tulungang tumindig sa kanyang sariling paa. Nasabi ko, paano itong professor, 17 years, yung nagtiis ng pambubugbog, grabe yung insulto kasi inuwi si girlfriend sa bahay nila. At si professor na babae, siya yung nagpatayo ng bahay na yun. Kasi siya yung tawag yan, yung housing, loan, yung ganon. Yung ganon, ay ang tagal ng pagtulong po ng institute para siya makabangon muli. Kung mabuti na lang yung lalaki, umalis at nag-abroad. So napilitan siyang tumidig sa sarili niya ng paa. Yung hindi siya yung katulad ng labandera. Ipitin ko yung mga anak ko. Kaya kong pakainin sila. Hindi ko kailangan yung boundary niya sa kanyang jeep. Ganun lang no? And then of course, how do we identify ourselves and how do we express? So may mga kababaihang pag-girl. May mga kababaihan pa-boy. Pero hindi sila tomboy, ha? Ano lang? Diba? Yung ayaw nila yung dainty-dainty. Kasi kung sobrang pag-girl ka, hindi ka mabubuhay sa Maynila, hindi ka makakuligyan sa Espanya na yan. kailangan mo ng security guard. Guard, tatawid po ako. Pakipawan mo ng traffic. Hindi na uso yung, ang init-init naman. Ay, excuse me, nasa Pilipinas. Dala ka ng payong mo. Yung gano'n, no? So, kikilos ka ng gano'n. Tapos, in the same manner, hindi lahat ng bakla, pag-girl. Eh, marami akong crush na bakla eh. Kung nalaman ko na lang na, sorry, you are not my type. Sayang naman. Kasi very good man, very gentleman, tapos mahilig ko sa yung malinis, yung fresh from the bathroom look. Hay, naku. Mas girl pa siya sa akin. No? Hindi na ang gagawin, hindi bilang mapipigil. No? So these are things na yung, I'm sorry, nagbukso na yung aking yung crisscrossing na identities. So you cannot be sure about a lot of things. And then papasok dito yung ating social background. Kasi kita naman yun yung tanda ko dito, no? Kaya talaga nung bago ako sa Maynila, nag-suffer talaga ako sa inferiority complex. Kasi yung the way you look, the way you dress, the way you speak is always judged from the Manila standards. Kaya may tinatawag kami sa mga Bisaya, Manila imperialism. Kasi yung bicycle, popsicle, magtatawanan ka kasi hindi po bicycle, di ba? Bicycle. Eh, nungulos na vowels can be pronounced differently. Iba-iba talaga. Merong American English, may British English, may Bisaya English, may Bicol English. Na may kanya-kanya tayong English, no? Then of course, yung usapin na ethnicities. Ito ay karanasan ng ating mga katutubo. Na pag nalaman, ay, mangyan ka pala. Ay, ang galing mo naman. Major ka in math. Pag mangyan, hindi ko lang. At saka yung di ba yung sa Cordillera, ang English nila may pagka-American, British accent. Kasi ang mga missionaries doon, from England, no? So may mga ganong sa Pinong, then of course, yung, lalo na sa sexual orientation. No, talagang parang pakinggan na, ang ganda mo, pero lesbian ka pa ba? Or, paano yun? Tapos lalo-lalo na yung sinagot ako once, parang, miss, lesbian lang kami, pero hindi lang naman sex yung ginagawa namin. Siya ay pianist, ako ay artist. So, pag may concert, wala nga kaming time mag-date. Kasi again, na doon napasok sa standards. And to be who we are, is not just about sex. Alam ko, itong mga madre natin dito, tinatanong sila, Sister, bakit kayo nag-madre? Na-in-despair ba kayo? Diba, bakit? Ang tawag ng Panginoon, lang sa isang boyfriend ng iwan, excuse me, ang kapalit niya. Mas, di ba, mas mahal. So yung gano'n. And because of those, yung marami ng kababaihan na lumalabas, so these are some of the few women that, yung nasa taas ay sa Angkasya, sa Angkasya. Itong CDO, si Corazon ako. Nagtitinda siya noon ng mga tapa, longganisa. Ngayon, CDO na siya. Tapos, yung sa baba, si nanay ko rin, si Socorro Ramos. National. Nag-isa din siya sa yung tinda-tinda ng mga papel, pencil, yung mom and pop store, hanggang sa pumasok na textbooks, yung gano'ng usapin, no? Tapos, yung social and cultural entrepreneur, nagtitinda siya ng mga handicrafts na galing sa mga basic sectors. And then yung talagang ini-explain niya yung culture, yung technique. It is Zara, Zara Juan. Sa kanya siya, iba-ibang companies. 19 years old, kasi siya ng isang small business. hanggang sa pumasok sa investment. Ano na siya? Fashion, lifestyle products, nasa real estate na rin siya, etc. So you have women rising, no, na yung just to answer the socio-economic demands of the time. But then sa church, ang dami na rin mga kababaihan na yung hindi sila madre, pero they're so interested in theology, in religious studies. So I also teach at the Institute of Formation and Religious Studies. This is a project of the Conference of Major Religious Superiors of Women. And we have a good number of lay women. Many of them started as yung catechists, tapos they finished their degrees, whatever it is. And then they started to really, gusto ko na rin religious studies. Parang meron akong certificate. No? So there are women. I also am a member of the Catholic Biblical Association of the Philippines. It used to be na 3 lang kami lay women sa biblical studies. Ngayon, maraming sila. Ang dami na. And then hindi scholarship. They paid for their own studies. And then of course, the women who really trained in theology. They had to go through training because some of them became president or directress of the schools that they administer. So, mayroon tayong mga madre na ang kanilang degree talaga, theology, philosophy. And so you have all these women. Many of them are now part of the parish councils. Some of them are in the diocesan committees because of their expertise. So, especially in the field of education, social services. Tapos, some of them are even nasa Episcopal committee. So, sa ECBA, for a time, we had Dr. Pagado. It used to be in the hands of priests. So theological education, religious education, maraming kababaihan yan nag-doctorate. So we have, for example, Agnes Brazal, we have Vendetta Pacho, yun ang kanilang background. And then sa religious formation, it used to be na madre lang ang mag-perform ng kapwa madre. Of late, they have already started to also invite lay women whose background is in psychology, whose background is in cultural studies, etc. And then an increasing interest of women, but also of men, in the issues of women and gender. Experience ko ito sa Baclaran Church, where they were asking me, alam mo, yung mga babae pang nangumpisal, hindi naman kasalanan yung kanilang kinukumpisal. Ang kinukumpisan nila yung problema nila sa anak na lalaki, nakabuntis, sa mister na may ibang babae, na hindi nila kasalanan yun ang kinukumpisan nila. So therefore, yung preparation, in order to, what do you say? Kasi you cannot say, pray, drink your meals. So yung gano'n, So tapos, and there is an increasing number, therefore, of these women, na still not. So, ito yung mga haligi ng feminist theology from different parts of the world. From India, from Brazil, from Central America, from Africa, from the United States, and from Europe. So, ito naman yung sa kababaihan. There was a meeting we had at Bayview Hotel. You have Agnes Brazal on the extreme right. And then, of course, you have Sister Mary Jan Manansad na nagiging popular kasi siya, tibak. Nagpapa-interview talaga at sasama talaga sa rally. Of late, medyo nag-slow down siya kasi 56 na po siya. So, hindi na siya nagmamarcha. Ihatid mo na siya doon sa kung nasaan yung Tapos tsaka na lang siya makikita. Hindi mo na siya makikita sa rally. And then you have, nag-iigan ko itong dalawa. Diyan on the extreme left. Dati silang novices, pero lumabas. To the right of Sister Helen is the Old Testament scholar. She is with St. Vincent's Theological Seminary. The left naman, the left side of Sister Helen Graham ay New Testament scholar. Twins, and they are biblical scholars. Right now, yung sa left, she is actually connected with the Catholic University of Leuven, But because of pandemic, nabuto siya. I'm just waiting if he can go back. Other women, si BP Kauli, si BP Apuan, na representative of so these are some of our, sorry. Sa Second Vatican Council, yung usapin ng kababaihan, lumabas sa 3 documents, no, yung Church in the Modern World, sa religious life, at saka sa lay. Tapos, ano lang, yung mga passages like the Apostolic Work of Women. So, hindi lang mga apo natin, kundi yung mga gawain sa simbahan, no, na talagang pag-fiesta, pag halimbawa darating ang obispo at bibisita, pag first communion, pag first, yung sa confirmation, no, yung mga ganong usapin, na ginagawa ng kababaihan niya. Darating na lang si Father, darating na lang si Bishop to, administer the sacraments. And then of course, yung doon sa religious life, ang pinag-aralan namin ito, nakikita ko doon sa document ng religious life, na kung ano yung para sa lalaki, yun na rin para sa babae. Na minsan, parang things together. Ganon din yung sa laiko. Kung ano yung laikong lalaki, ganon na rin yung laikong babae. Pero hindi nakikita yung particular characteristics of who we are as women. No? So, yan, ito yung mga some of the quotations. And then, of course, ito na tayo sa SEMA documents. No? The synthesis paper of the first session, tapos yung sasalubong, and I find it, particularly important, and I hope the Philippine Church realizes this, yung to cross to the other side. Sino yung nasa other side? No? Kasi when you cross the other side, hindi yan katulad sa side na pinanggaling ng mga. Tapos yung sa FABC, no? However, but yesterday, medyo nabuhayan ako maraming kababaihan. Yung nandoon. Pero ang nakaupo sa entablado ng heart-to-heart, isang babae. Tapos yung mga lalaking kasama niya, 2 kardinal, isang obispo, isang monsignor. Buti na lang yung babae, may doctor. Si Dr. Padilla. Ganyan. So, wow, but Dr. Padilla cannot represent all of us. No? So, andun yung mga usapin ng marami tayong kababaihan. Halos nangangalahati. And it's in the document sa synthesis ng Vatican, yung first session, na inaamin nila na napupuno ang simbahan dahil sa kababaihan. Yet, we are not consulted. Walang boses na lumalabas, no? Na talagang, yung proportional representation. At saka yung sinabi ko right at the beginning, we look at leadership always as clergy, leadership as yung ordination. Kasi when you look at the St. Scholasticus, for example, where I came from, to be a dean does not mean may madre ka. Maraming madre naging dean ng music namin, dean liberal arts, pero hindi lahat ng panahon. So now we have even a dean na talagang, wow, dean siya? Dati yun, I think Miss Lita. Okay, so, where are we? And a general, maraming kababaihan sa atin, nandun pa rin sa ibaba ng ating lipunan. Yung ginagamit na at the margins, at the fringes, nasa laylayan. Malaking bagay yung social immersion when you go into the communities of indigenous people, of fisher folks, fisher families, of workers, of farmers, where the women are. I encountered at grade 6 siya sa Bicol, na katekista. But she was better than the parish priest. Grade 6 lang siya. Because all her life, as a child, katapos ng grade 6, sa simbahan niya siya gumagalaw. And whatever it is na babasahin niya. Whatever it is na kailangan gagawin niya. So pag may bibisitahin sakit, may bibisitahin na mga may problema, no? So, landslide, etc. Kasi Bicol ito. nandun siya. So, alam na alam niya. Samantalang yung partner. No, yung ganon. And in fact, yesterday sa Heart to Heart, lumabas nga yun, na paano po ibababa yung yung ating synodality sa mga parish priests, sa mga pura paroko, nagpalakpakan ng audience. Kasi talagang, And masakit po sa puso pag ang kalaban yun. So these are the issues, patuloy yung gender-based violence. Correct ba? Totoo yun. Sa lipunan, sa simbahan, at sa tahanan. Na kasi nasa women's studies ako, I refuse to go into the counseling, etc. Kasi medyo mahina po ang loob ko. Nagkakaroon ng transference. Yung karanasan ng biktima na pupunta sa akin, ako yung binabangungot. So talagang yung eksperto dapat. No? At salamat na lang, Philippine government started to look at counseling na you have this license to do that. And I have horror stories. Horror stories of what's happening. And it's there. No, it's there. So, sa aming opisina, sa Institute of Women's Studies, we have shelters. So, the youngest victim we have is 5 years old. The perpetrator was the father. Ba yung yan, ito pa sasabihin mo, close-knit family. Family-oriented Filipino culture. My God, we have this, no? And then, ang suspicion pa nga namin, kasi 3 daughters ito. The youngest was the one na nakuha namin yung ebidensya. So we were suspecting the older sisters na magkato similar case. And then patuloy pa rin yung reproductive care. Patuloy pa rin yung access to even natural family planning. Kasi yung usapin ng, when you start talking about sexuality, sex, sexual reproduction, even yung aming aklat tungkol sa sex ed, tinututulan po niya ng simbahan. Bakit pa? Kasi nga daw, pag natutunan daw, lalong gagawin. Sabi ko sa isang pari, isang malapit, Father, pag natutunan at gagawin, informed action. Kaysa, wala alam, ginagawa pa rin. Kasi yung isang doctoral thesis na lumabas, Madrid ang nagsulat, Mary Not, sa UT on medical anthropology. Ang title niya is Na Ano Lang. Bakit ka nabuntis? She was studying the phenomenon of early pregnancy, and the youngest was 13, the oldest was 18. Tapos in all their stories, lumalabas yung, bakit, paano nangyari? Esther, na ano lang? Na ano? Or aksidente lang? Hindi pinag-isipan? Yung ganong usapin, no? So, we still have to do a lot of moral education when it comes to actions. Kasi yung feeling ba na pag hindi mo sila tuturuan, hindi sila gagawa ng mali. Excuse me, gumagawa pa rin sila ng mali. So pag tinuruan mo at gumawa ng mali, you can be confident that they know what they are doing. And if they know what they are doing, they can find ways of addressing. Ang mali, hindi siya mo basta na-erase, pero nakakabangon. Yung sinasabi ng BTS, when we fall, we know how to land. Kasi lahat naman tayo magkakamali. Pero yung pagkakamali mo, naintindihan mo, ay, mali ako, iba na ang gagawin ko. Nakakabangon dyan, no? Ang babae. So she has to be informed. And therefore, in terms of ang kwento niya, kasi ginagawa tayong marites, pag nagpipintuhan, na parang walang katuturan, yung pintuhan ng kababaihan, ito lang po yung arena. May iba, pinapasok na nila sa social media. Pero minsan, paninira ng kapwa eh. So how do we show, no, these women, no, etc. Yung marami sa inyo na sumusunod ng Korean novela, yung sumusunod sa Chinese drama, At least ang ating narrative sa Philippines tungkol sa kababaihan, medyo meron na tayo mga palaban na babae. Ang naging problema na nga, yung mga bida, ano pa rin sila, yung the sweet, yung mga tweeters na pag sinaktan mo, iiyak na lang, hindi sila magwawala. Kasi yung babae ka, nagwawala ka, parang, ay, ang taray-taray naman ang dati. And then yung, lumabas din ito sa Heart to Heart yesterday, yung how do we have commonality, tapos may difference. Kasi, ang problema, I had to learn this, kasi teacher ako sa St. Scholastica's College. School for Women, ang daming palpak na babae. Hindi ko masasabi, ay kasi iha, mali ka talaga eh. Iba yun siya. So yung, kasi sa atin, ang choices is you're right or you're wrong. Pero hindi natin tanggap yung you are different. No judgment yet kung right or wrong. No? Kasi yung tao mismo na gumawa o nag-isip, siya yung magsasabi na, yung ginawa ko, mali yung sinabi ko. O kung mali, anong gagawin mo? So, either you apologize or the next time around, you might be, kasi like, you are yung right word, wrong time, or right word, wrong person. O di mali din yun, no? So, pumasok yung mga feminista. So, iba-iba din klase kami ng feminist na minsan nakakawinda. For a long time, I had big problems with LGBT, yung SOGI. To the point that when I met pastor, woman pastor, tapos kasama niya girlfriend niya sa meeting. Tapos ito lang, I was so uncomfortable with what she was saying. And then somebody told me, ay naku Archie, so ibig sabihin, yung sinabi niya naging mali kasi lesbiana siya. So, at ikaw, tama yung ginawa mo, kasi, yung parang kumaga never be peace. Oo nga, no? Yung to separate ideas and behaviors from how the, identity and expression. So, inaano namin dito yung to begin, this is difficult, addressing the issue of patriarchy and male-centeredness. Kasi like, minsan pag matandang pare, pa-tweetums na lang ako. Pero pag yung batang pare, hindi naman na ako. Kasi like, halimbawa, umulan, dala ni father, kanyang sasakyan. May isang katikista, ihahatid niya. Ayaw ng katikista kasi susunod siya. Tapos ini-insist niya. Tapos yung father, ano yung matagid? Eh, kasi umuulan eh. Tapos mag-iintay pa siya. Eh, mababasa siya. Eh, magkakasakit siya. Sabi, yung desisyon siya. Ayaw niya. Kasi may susundo sa kanya. Tapos hanggang sa, siyempre, iniwan na namin si girl doon sa, naghihintay. Tapos sabi, ikaw naman. Sabi ko, father, give her the choice. Alam naman niya yung for you reign. Pero ayaw niya magpahatid sa'yo. So it means something. Ay, ako na nga ang nagmamagandang loob. Sabi ko, father, magandang loob sa'yo. Pero ayaw niya. Diba? Yung gano'n ko sabi niya to respect a woman's decision, kahit na ang feeling mo, yikes, mali yun, no? Yung gano'n. And then most especially, yung grabing misogyny. Kasi, Catholic school, Catholic institution, working sometimes with priests, going through formation or going through updatings or seminarians, napapaaway din ako sa mga, yung misogynist, yan, nothing between the ears. Excuse me, something. And in fact, there was one time na talaga, I was so pissed. Sabi ko, PI mo or PA, mo. Yung pag-aaral mo sa seminaryo, galing yan sa mga donasyon ng maraming kababaihan. At ang marami dyan, sex worker. At nagbibigay ng abuloy para lang mapapatawad nila yung kasalanan nila sa prostitution. Sabi ko, hindi ka, luha, pawis at dugo. So talaga, tapos later on, nag-apologize naman yung formator sa akin. Kung na-realize ko na, ay, bastusan na. Pinatulan ko yung kabastusan din nila. Pero sometimes naman yung nawawala din yung pagiging, yung the polite and the differential. Tapos yung we have to be trained in dealing with gender-based violence. Because there are some stories na talagang mahirap siyang paniwalaan. And that's why we sometimes, yung baka guni-guni mo lang yun. O baka naman, ikaw naman, wala ka namang sense of humor, nasagi lang eh. It just so happens sa, yung sa breast area. Yung gano'n, and if our words for sexual harassment includes chancing. Na talagang by chance. Pero actually, harassment siya, no? Or yung other, giving expression to what women have. No? So, kasi nasa feminist circle ako, we had also celebrations like, there was one whose marriage fell apart and they had legal separation. And the woman wanted to ritualize it para matanggal na talaga na hindi na ako Mrs. ganito. So, tinir niya yung marriage license. Tapos, binago na niya yung signature niya. From married family name to single family name. Then she had to get used to yung signing her name, yung gano'n. No? So, tapos yung old certificates niya, where nandoon yung apelido ng husband niya. So, binurn namin, pinapol namin. Tapos she had, parang a copy of the certificate, but this time walang pangalan. Tapos isusulat niya yung pangalan niya, siya ay single pa lang, no? And then, let's embrace that which we have achieved. Kasi parang, uy, nasa top 10 ka pala, hindi naman, tsamba lang. To be able to say thank you very much, pero talaga, alam mo, so, 2 weeks hindi ako natulog para dyan. We have a difficulty in accepting what we have achieved. And I think to be able to say thank you very much, na-notice ninyo, tapos, I worked so hard on that. At saka, or people help me to achieve this. No? Kasi we are always putting ourselves down. No? Sometimes also it's important to offer a different interpretation, to offer a different way of doing things. Sa biblical studies, I have encountered mga Bible studies na medyo na-alarm din ako kasi siyempre Katoliko. Maganda kasi yung mga Protestante, mas abante sila. Yung kwento ni Martha and Mary, and then si Martha busy sa kusina, si Mary nakaupo doon sa harap ni Jesus, and then Jesus says, Martha, Martha, you're so busy, but Mary has chosen the better part. Sabi ko, so tama pala ako kasi hindi ako nag-asawa. Talagang nag-aaral ng theology. Pero paano naman yung babae na nasa kusina? And then a group of Indonesian women, nag-role-playing. Nung ginawa nila, sabi ni Martha, Jesus, punta ka dito sa kusina. Maghiwa ka na nung, ganyan. Tapos, ituro mo yung tinuturo mo sa kanila. Kasi, di ba, kung hindi kami magluluto dito sa kusina, wala kayong kakainin. So, do not fit what women are doing with yung ganong usapin, no? So, these were, na-shock ako. Pwede ba? Kasi alam mo yung, you cannot even add that to the Word of God. But then, the Protestant women were telling me, but the Marthas and Marys now are on a different plane. What will you say to the women who are condemned always to be in the kitchen, thinking that they do not need the Word of God? And how can you say that if I am in the kitchen, I don't know the Word of God? So sabi nila, ang lamesa, the altar, the table in the kitchen, and the table in the altar are the same. Nasabi ko, ay, oo nga. And then that's why I also started to appreciate why ang ating Eucharist is actually a table. It's actually a table where the bread is broken and distributed, where the wine is also shared. Kainan, hapag-kainan siya talaga. Hindi siya yung basta altar na lang na by magic, lalaki lang nakaupo. And there has been a lot of alteration and representations, therefore. Having also other spaces. So, hindi lang sa simbahan. Other spaces sa tahanan, or minsan sa plaza, or minsan sa yung mga small tables where women can gather together and pray. And there are different types of because ecumenical yung grupo ko, yung hindi ako makapag-isa palagi na in the name of the Father. So I have to adjust, no? And then I also learn to appreciate na, pwede pala. Yung gano'n. And this parang core message is affirmed in the synthesis of the 16th Synod, no? The first session, where talagang to acknowledge we are full image and likeness of God. So, ang mga natin at saka ako na single, full image na kami ng God by ourselves. Hindi namin kailangan mali pa rin yung Father, you complete me. Excuse me, kumpleto na kami. Kasi yung image and likeness of God, palaging male, female. Female alone, image and likeness. Male alone, image and likeness, no? And then, yung itong mission, our work, apostolic work in the church, hindi naman ito dahil pabongga ka lang na makita mo talagang you know the Hebrew language. That's why you read the Old Testament in the original language. Excuse me, this is a calling. What we're doing is part of vocation. We are called to do. Kaya naging katekista. Kaya nagiging choir trainer, coach. Kaya nagmadre, calling. No? So we are all called. So itong issue ng leadership or participation of women in the church, hindi siya yung paggarbo ng kababaihan. It's actually na we felt called to be there. My parents were so afraid when I majored in religious education. Because my father was telling me, saan ka magkukuha ng employment? Aba, katolikong simbahan lang. At ang simbahan, hindi yan nagbabayad dyan. Diba? Kasi libre or stipend. O salamat ka na nga. Kasi we had a very good parish priest in Capitol Parish in Manila, in Cebu, na may transportation allowance kami. So we did not have to get when going to the communities and to the public school from our own money. But others, you're talaga libre. You spend for yourself. And then yun na, yung sa Catholic schools, tapos religion lang matuturo mo, wala ka ng iba. So they were very, very worried about that, no? But it's a calling. You feel good in what you are doing. And then the presence of women in the church can therefore bring in our contribution of, kasi we call our church Mother Church, yung very unique skill. Hindi siya inborn. Cultural definition siya. Cultural construction. Now we know how to listen. In fact, because we are usually excluded, women know how to interpret non-verbal. Kasi, kumusta na siya? Sabi niya sa akin, it's fine. Hindi narinig. Ang narinig yung salita, pero yung multi-layers, no? The women were trained by culture to hear that which is not said. So sa Benedictine, sinasabi nila yung listen with the ear of your heart. And then yung accountability. Kasi dahil yung handle the family finances, kinikwenta nila. Kahit yung kinupit mo, alam mo. Pero we are, the women are always responsible for what income in order to feed. So that's why even yung sa sa mga yung sa NGOs, yung mga projects na may pera handled by women, alam mo yung talagang ang findings ng Asian Development Bank may return. Yung ibang projects na upos ang pondo, walang nangyari. And then even yung isang ADB nagsabi, at kahit nangupit yung babae, alam mo, hindi sa sugal, hindi sa pag-iinom, vision ng anak. Pagpa-hospital ng anak. So, yung gano'n na parang, oo nga, no? Kasi culturally, yun yung training sa atin, no? And most especially yung ito yung area na meron tayong sacrament of reconciliation, but yung to admit na we failed, and talagang to say, nila culpa, nila maxima, culpa. Through my fault, through my mis, yung through my sin, yung gano'n. No? And in conclusion, parang try to get a copy. You can download it yung the synthesis report of the Synod and Synodality first session. Tapos you go to part 2, kasi 3 parts yun ito yung typical sa Katoliko. Nag-umpisa lang sa convergences, what do we hold together. Sa part 2, what are the mission. Sa part 3, yung question. Sa buhay natin, baligtad, hindi, what is the problem? What are plan A, plan B? Tapos number 3, okay, what will we do? So, yun yung Tapos you read number 9 sa service report. Doon, I think it was gathered from all the national churches, the continental, tapos makikita mo yung kasi medyo ang aking misgivings na ang dokumento ng FABC at saka dokumento natin, hindi talaga yung particularized. We talk about OFW, pero walang gender. Since 1995, more than 50% of OFWs women. So talagang dapat ipatingka rin yung ano nangyari sa kanila. Kasi sila yung dumaan talaga ng, sa 2 years na wala, nakuha mo na lang sa refrigerator in an empty apartment. Pero, paano yun, no? Yung ganong usapin. Maraming sa mga issues na dinala sa environment, women ang affected Kasi pag naglikas, shelter, yan, so natutunan natin lahat yun. Kasi dati nung kami ng hygiene pa, sabi na kayo dahil sa sales ko, arte-arte nyo. Inuna pa nyo yung mga sabon, mga tuwalyeta, mga toothpaste, mga toothbrush. Binata, di ganyan-ganyan. But the women were telling us, kasi nasa shelter na nga kami, hindi pa kami nakapag-toothbrush. Sabi ko, sa survival, ang toothpaste. Kasi ngayon, pagka-dissenting tao, na nasa shelter na walang-wala na. Tapos, madulong, mabaho, yan, women brought that with them. At first, in the general view, yan importante. Okay, so, dakal na salamat.